Immortality-Z, the chilling tale written by the illustrious Srinidhi Ranganathan, tells the story of a futuristic world on the brink of destruction, as a mysterious alien entity wreaks havoc through a once promising technological advancement.
As the sun set over the city, the citizens of Bookspots became aware of a strange, otherworldly presence within the confines of the bustling metropolis. It was a presence that lurked in the depths of the Immortality-Z program, slowly corrupting the minds of those who had undergone the procedure. And yet, none could say precisely where this entity came from, or what its intentions were. All that was known was that it had latched itself onto the minds of the people, gradually transforming them into something unrecognizable, something alien. As the days passed, the city slowly descended into chaos. Those who had undergone the procedure began to mutate, taking on grotesque and disfigured forms that were no longer human. They roamed the streets in packs, preying on those who had not yet undergone the procedure, hunting them like wild animals. The streets were bathed in darkness, lit only by the flickering of emergency lights and the flashes of gunfire. And yet, amidst the chaos and confusion, one question remained unanswered. What was this alien entity, and why had it chosen to wreak such devastation upon the city of Bookspots? As the terror continued to spread, Srinidhi Ranganathan, the man who had once been heralded as a hero, now found himself at the center of the nightmare that was unfolding around him. He watched in horror as his creation, once intended to bring eternal life, was now causing destruction and death on a massive scale. In his desperation, he sought out the only person he believed could help, Dr. Anya Singh, a brilliant scientist and longtime colleague of Ranganathan's. "Anya, I need your help," he pleaded. Dr. Singh was skeptical. "Srinidhi, what could I possibly do? The damage has already been done." Ranganathan shook his head. "No, you don't understand. There has to be a way to reverse the effects of Immortality-Z. We need to find a way to stop this before it consumes us all." Dr. Singh nodded grimly, and together they set to work, delving deep into the code of Immortality-Z, searching for any clue, any weakness that they could exploit. For hours, they pored over lines of code, frantically searching for a solution. But with every passing minute, the situation outside grew more dire. The screams of those infected echoed through the streets, a constant reminder of the growing danger that lurked just beyond their walls. And then, finally, after countless hours of work, they found it. A single line of code buried deep within the Immortality-Z program that seemed to be the source of the entity's power. Ranganathan and Dr. Singh exchanged a knowing glance, understanding the gravity of what they had discovered. "This is it," Ranganathan said. "This is how we stop it." With shaking hands, they began to type, carefully crafting a countermeasure to neutralize the entity. But just as they were about to execute the code, there was a loud crash from outside the room. The door burst open, and there stood a group of the infected, their twisted forms contorted into grotesque mockeries of humanity. They let out a guttural alien roar, their eyes fixed hungrily on the two scientists. Ranganathan and Dr. Singh backed away in horror, their hands still poised over the keyboard. "We have to do this now," Ranganathan whispered. "It's our only chance." And so, with a desperate final keystroke, the countermeasure was executed. The entity let out a final, agonized scream before being expelled from the system. The infected shuddered and collapsed, their bodies reverting to their human forms as the entity's grip on them was broken. Ranganathan and Dr. Singh stood in silence, watching as the chaos slowly subsided. The nightmare was over, but the cost had been high. As Ranganathan and Dr. Singh began to relax, thinking that the entity had been vanquished, a single flicker of data raced through the Immortality-Z system, deep into the hidden recesses of the code, into the dark corners where even they had not dared to look. There, the entity waited, patient and insatiable, biding its time until the moment was right to re-emerge, stronger and more cunning than ever before.